Remember that super cool, massive helicopter party barge we built for my Blackhawk down at Lake Powell? And now we have to figure out a way to tear it completely apart and haul it to the ocean. So buckle up, because we just got done putting this thing together last summer, and now we're back down here to tear it down. And I want to show you everything that goes into that and tell you why we're doing that here in just a minute. I want you to enjoy this beautiful montage of shots from last summer when we enjoyed the hell out of this thing with my Blackhawk.
Yeah, right there. Woo! Don't forget me! The team did an amazing job. This is just hard work put into it. Cannot happen without this crew here, right here. It's like just a lot of work. Exciting, amigo. Exciting moment.
This thing's floating better now with the Hawk on it and us motoring than when we were motoring with it empty. Hit it out of the park on this one.
So guys, as you know, this barge is 80 feet long by 20 feet wide, which makes it pretty much impossible to haul anywhere fully assembled. The reason we're tearing it apart is because I think we have a client for it. We have a customer out in California who wants this barge. He wants to be able to use the barge potentially at Lake Powell, but more importantly, and his primary use will be on the ocean. When we got down here last summer, we were in such a rush to get this thing done. I set a hard date that we had to be here. And unfortunately, that meant that we had to work like 2 weeks straight, all the way through the night, just guns blazing to get it ready. And when we got here, it performed extremely well, like way better than anybody thought it would. It was faster, more stable, just better in every way. However, there were some things I didn't like about it. A handful of little changes that just needed to be made. But now the plan is to take it completely apart, take it back to our shop, fix all the stuff that we wanted to do originally, and then make any changes that the customer has. One of his change requests is figure out a way to make it transportable so that it can actually basically break down easily without having to come fully apart. This one is going to come straight back here to Lake Powell this summer because this boat was made for Powell. It really is one of the most versatile boats. Seeing it here for the first time again is making me so pumped. I'm just so proud of my guys for the incredible job they did on this. Now they get to do it all again. So here we go. See, the bottom of the deck right now is just wide open. Now granted, the top of the boat has a nice deck and it's got armadillo liner and it's coated and it works really well, but having the bottom exposed like this is a big deal because what happens is all the water splashes up into these cross members right here and basically creates a ton of drag and resistance, and it also splashes through the deck even though we have the deck pretty well sealed. It's just not efficient, it's not clean, it's not quiet, it's not smooth. So one of the main projects that we're gonna do is basically skirt the whole bottom and make it all enclosed. These liquid lumens lights are the sickest light I've ever seen in my entire life. They lit up like a 300-yard radius around this boat at night here at Lake Powell, but unfortunately we couldn't puncture the pontoons to be able to recess the lights the way we wanted to because we didn't have time. So we came up with a really quick solution, which I absolutely hated, which was basically mount the lights on the outside of the pontoon. It caused so much drag and resistance, and these were splashing everywhere. This is the way they're supposed to be installed. Recessed into the hull so that they're protected. The wiring, we're gonna get rid of this angle iron again because we're gonna run the wiring through the pontoons. We found out that one of the coolest places to hang out on this barge is under here. And you swim under here and you hang on these cross members. It's like paradise under here. It's like shady, perfect. This is actually our hot tub. And it worked really well. It actually provided extra flotation. We just need to seal it better. It was getting water into the electrical compartment. It was getting water into the hot tub when we didn't want it in there. So we're trying to get a head start on the summer season so that we can get this thing ready and back down here to Lake Powell for prime season.
What's your estimated time for this?
Somewhere around 6 hours, but I think we can get it done faster than that. Maybe I will say 3 hours instead of 6. We'll see how it goes.
You wanna know what sucks? Flat tires. You wanna know what else sucks? Lugging around a big air compressor in case you do get a flat tire. That all changes right now with the sponsor of today's video, which is the Denvix Motor X tire inflator, the smallest, most portable air compressor I've ever seen. And I've always been very skeptical of tiny little air compressors because normally they just don't work. That's not the case with this guy. It's got a 15,000 milliamp hour battery. With its 65 watt fast charging capability, you can charge it quickly, but you can also use it to charge your other devices quickly. It also has a very intuitive, easy to use touch screen, so you can select whatever tire pressure you want with a bunch of pre-saved settings or, a custom pressure that you can put in. It also has a light on the back, bright white, soft white. It offers red and yellow, and it flashes in case you need to use it in an emergency. It also comes with this handy little carrying kit. Whatever you need to fill with air, it's got it right here. It is so small and compact, you can slide it in your glove box. It takes a regular car tire from 0 to 35 PSI or a Jeep, SUV, truck tire from 18 to 35 PSI in like 4 or 5 minutes, which is really fast for a compressor this size. We're gonna put it to the test. Click the link in our description below and get yourself your very own Motor X. You can get them on Amazon or on their official website. Thank you, Denvix, for sponsoring this video, and thank you for making a small compressor that actually works.
We're getting ready to pull the hot tub out. The hot tub is basically like a mini boat that sits within the cross members of the main frame here. So we'll just lift it up out the top, pull it out, get rid of it. That way it's gonna ride on top of the load.
So the way we built this boat was basically done in sections. 10 or 12-foot sections of the deck. And so we assembled all the shop because it saved us a ton of time from having to do it down here, and that way we were able to get all the bed liner and stuff sprayed on. So we're gonna lift each section off, put them on the step deck, lay them all flat, and then those are actually gonna build up a platform for us to be able to set the pontoons on, because the pontoons will sit on the upper part of the step deck and then run across the back, sitting on top of the deck sections. And that's the tricky part about building a boat this big. You gotta think about, how are you gonna transport it? What are you gonna do with it? Like, how do you get it to where it needs to be? Because trying to transport an 80 by 20 boat, there's no way you're gonna transport a fully assembled boat. So you gotta think about that in the engineering process. We're making really good time, but it took us 10 hours or 12 hours to get it assembled. I want you guys to drop a guess right now. How long do you think it's gonna take for us to get it unassembled and strapped down on the trailer? We're about an hour, hour and a half in right now.
Hey, have you entered the week Goliath? Go to sparksmotorsofficial.com. You see all that cool stuff on the site? Whatever you want to get on there is going to get you entered into winning Goliath. While you're waiting for us to finish this barge, why don't you go to sparksmotorsofficial.com and try and win the truck. I better get back to helping Heavy D because he's already sad that you're going to win his truck.
This is all going pretty well.
It is going really well.
Not to jinx it or anything, but...
Don't say it now. You ready? Yeah. Oh yeah! Oh, that's a nice surprise. We can go right down on the deck here. We don't need any blocks on this. Go back. Move that block over. Hold it. We need it up, and I gotta move this block in. All right, down. How high fine.
Okay.
Right there.
We're like just about done loading the final pieces here. We'll be strapping down in 20 minutes, which is insane. Those of you who guessed long, you're probably a little bit off, but we'll see.
You're looking good, Diesel.
We're looking great, man. We have the entire boat taken apart, loaded. We got a few miscellaneous parts over there. This is incredible. This is a new record. Granted, it's not all on yet. We still got a couple pieces floating around over there.
Knock on wood.
Nice. Yeah.
There we go. We're good.
Let me get
Yep.
some of that. There we go. There we go.
We should be fine now.
Yeah, we should be good.
All right, my friends, just like that, we are loaded up. The last pieces are on the trailer. Now we're just strapping her down. So we got here at 4:45 and it is 8:15 right now. So that is what, 3.5 hours? That's pretty damn impressive. Now we were planning on not leaving here until like tomorrow afternoon. So we might be able to get on the road back to Salt Lake tonight. Now the next stop is to get this thing back to the shop to figure out exactly what changes we're gonna make and if the buyer's gonna take it, and then figure out if the buyer does take it, then obviously we have to build another one because we need a helipad down here at Lake Powell. So, got a lot of work ahead of us, so stay tuned.
Really good.
All right, guys, we've been back at the shop now for a couple of days with the barge, and the guys have had a chance to kind of dig into what we wanted to change, what we wanted to upgrade, what we needed to fix. As you can see, we have the pontoon logs right here. We had these built by our friend over at Romer Marine. He absolutely killed it. We gave him the specs, and he gave us the biggest pontoons I've ever seen in my life, and he got it done quickly, really high quality. So here's where we're at. So the front, I didn't like the way that we had kind of like some tie points up here. So instead, we've gone through here and built this big reinforced hole that we can basically run straps and slings and all kinds of stuff through. That's a really strong point to be able to tie things to. You move towards the back. Remember, one thing I hated was how the lights were mounted. They were sticking out, really goofy. And now we're gonna run them like that. So the light will sit flush in here, so we're not gonna have a bunch of water splashing up. That was a big deal, actually, having that much water splash up. Another thing that we didn't have time to do beforehand was with the wiring. We wired it all kind of on site, so all the wiring was basically permanently fixed to the boat. We're making all of these wires quick disconnect. All of our hoses, all of our connections, everything is gonna be done through plugs, so we can just pop it apart. I realized once we got to the lake that there was really no good way to get on the boat once you were like jumped off in the water. So we're gonna cut basically a walkway right here. And then we're gonna have a ramp that slides down to the beach, plus possibly a diving board, and then also a ladder. The gator step, I love gator step. I put it on everything, including my helicopters and stuff. But the tan just ended up getting dirty really easily because it's super tan and it's really soft material. So I think we're gonna swap the gator step on the floor to be gray top with tan accents, so that it'll be a better accent color rather than just so much tan in here. Other than that, everything on the control station, the helm, dialed. We got the Garmin, we got all the controls there. Everything worked perfectly. This boat ran and drove and maneuvered incredibly. I thought for sure we were gonna have to put thrusters on it to be able to like maneuver around the dock. Not even close. Maneuverability is great, no problems there. These are our fuel tanks. We have 2 onboard gasoline tanks, and each of those tanks is about 150 gallons each. So we've got 300 gallons of gas, and then the 2 front tanks that are gonna go right here are gonna carry jet fuel. So we'll have 300 gallons of jet fuel on board so we can fuel the helicopters right off the barge. When this was sitting in the water, it was a little ass heavy. So the back, since all the weight kind of is in the back with the motors, the seats, the control station, all that kind of stuff, the fuel, it was sitting a little bit low. And when we put the Blackhawk on it, it sat even lower. It was still stable and it was fine, but we wanted to sit a little bit more level. So we're putting some bilge pumps in these front pontoons so that we can actually fill these front pontoons with water as a counterweight to be able to kind of level the nose down a little bit. Well, this will basically be a toy hauler. It can haul the jet skis and the boats. It can tow whatever you want. Plus the front landing ramp, also we're putting jet ski mounts in it. So we'll be able to ride jet skis right up on there. It's meant to haul much more than just helicopters is what I'm saying. Now the final change that we're making, and the biggest change, this right here might look like a boat to you, but really it's the hot tub. This was originally sitting a little bit out of the water because we didn't want it to drag, because obviously we wanted as little drag as possible for speed. But we found that once we got some weight on here, this little boat hull on the bottom of the hot tub was kind of dragging in the water anyways, but it was just enough to like not really do us any good, but just make a big mess. This is where the bottom of it used to be. So we added a solid, 8 to 9 inches of hull. So that's gonna go down in the water. It's gonna sit in the water more. The main thing we're looking for is flotation, because now this entire assembly, when it's not full of water as a hot tub, is gonna act as another pontoon in the middle of the back of the boat to help us with that weight supporting thing. So had we had this on there before, the boat would have floated much more level. It's important that the bottom of this be shaped like a boat, which is why you'll see we put a ton of time and energy into making sure the bottom is stepped like an actual boat hull design. It's got like splash guards right here that are going to keep the water from splashing up too much. So this is probably the most work we're doing to it, but it's the thing that we needed to change. One of the biggest things we needed to change to be able to get the performance out of the boat and the extra flotation that we wanted. And honestly, the first helicopter, or the first video where we showed the barge getting put in the lake and assembled and putting the Blackhawk on it, we were in a rush to get everything done. So the video didn't turn out as good as I wanted it to. So we're gonna do a second one showing, some beauty shots of helicopters coming in, how we use it, how we go up lake, how we camp with it, how we tow stuff with it, how the barge really works, rather than just rushing to get it together and get a couple shots of the Blackhawk on it, which is a miracle that we got it done, but now we're gonna get it done exactly the right way that we want it. That's gonna be it for the barge right now, but I actually have an extra bonus feature for you guys in this video. We're going to take a brand new military boat that we just brought home from Carson City. Remember when we brought home with the helicopters and all that kind of stuff? But we brought a boat home. It's a Mark II bridge erection boat, and we're gonna go through it, get batteries in it, and then we're gonna take it up to the lake to test it out to see what it's really capable of, because I've heard those boats are absolute beasts, but I've never ran one myself, so it's time to figure out exactly what it can do.
I'm going to hunt for some batteries. We need 4. 4.
It's gonna work, man. It looks pretty frail. Frayed. Frayed is the word.
It comes like that.
Everything's looking pretty promising. All the fluid levels have been checked. Fuel looked good. There wasn't much in it, which is great because we don't want to drain a bunch of bad old fuel. We're gonna throw 30, 40 fresh gallons in there. Got new batteries in it. Hopefully it fires right up. All right, here we go. Engine number 1.
Oh yeah, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Like that.
That sounds mean.
Give it a little fuel. What is left? Ooh, they sound nice.
That's what's up.
Sounds good. Got good oil pressure.
But this usually leads
Sassy.
right to the lake.
That sounds good. All right, we're going number 2.
Engine number 2.
Ooh, number 2 sounds even better.
Yeah, that would fire right up. Yeah.
Moment of truth, see if this bad girl fires up again like she's supposed to. Engine 1, very nice. Engine number 2, sound good. Woo. That bucket's not wanting to move. Al, that bucket's not moving. Let's check the fluid in that pump. So the way these jet boats work is there's a big jet nozzle and then there's a bucket that comes out over it. The bucket goes down when you need reverse and it reverses the thrust, and then it goes up out of the way when you want to go forward. And this hydraulic control right here is what moves that bucket up and down, and it's driven off of a pump that's connected to the drive line that runs the jet pump. And the left side, number 1 engine, we're not getting any movement out of the bucket. My steering's backwards.
What?
The steering is backwards.
It is?
Yeah. Look those lines. Yeah, steering's definitely connected backwards. The steering lines need to be swapped. Because when I turn this way, we go that way. And when I turn that way, we go that way. Sweet. Got the steering figured out, and we got the buckets sorted out. Now, you can go see what she does. You can take both engines, put them in gear, put one bucket backwards, one bucket forwards, and it basically sends thrust one way and the other way. And if you crank the wheel all the way one direction, you get the most precise 360, like this. Like, spins on a dime. Then I want to go the other way. Well, just take this bucket backwards, this bucket forwards, turn the wheel the other direction. And then when I want to go forwards, I'll just take both buckets, send them forward. Check engine number 2. It's having a hard time getting up to speed. Oh. That motor's not happy. You might have some bad fuel over there. Honestly, the fact that this is the only issue we've had so far with this boat is pretty good. So it recently had work done, but it hasn't been on the water. To just have a fuel filter or a fuel pump go bad so far, that's on the better side of things that we could expect to go wrong. Honestly, we could have just driven back to the dock on one engine, but since we had this, we wanted to diagnose it while we're on the water and make sure that this was the actual problem, or the only problem. This pump probably has completely different specs than the pump that went bad on the motor. They're both electric pumps, but one might move a lot more volume of fluid than the other. But it's just a supply pump, I think, that then goes to a high pressure pump. Hopefully this does what we need to be able to get fuel to the motor. I think it will. I think that motor should fire up now.
What? You can try driving it around now.
All right, let's close it up. Basically, we put in a temporary fuel pump, bypassed the engine's electric pump and its filter, and we're just running fuel from a little pump and a filter straight to the main engine pump, and it seems to be working. So now we can finish a couple more tests and then get her loaded up. So basically, you're gonna do like a hole shot test from a dead stop, see what kind of torque it's got to get up out of the hole. Bucket stop is basically where we go full speed, and then I drop the buckets and reverse the thrust. So it's basically like hitting the brakes in your car really hard. Let's see how she does. Well, my friends, there's the update for you on our helicopter.
Sorry.
All right, well, there's the update for you on our helicopter barge. You guys understand where that's at. Coming together, making a bunch of changes. I'll give you another video here soon once we take it back down to the lake. And then this boat is gonna go back to the shop, get a fuel filter or a fuel pump, a little more maintenance, and then we'll figure out how we add it to the fleet. It's a great boat, but it's kind of repetitive in addition to what we already have. So we may or may not actually have a home for it. We'll see. But that's it for now. We'll keep you tuned and we'll see you on the next one. Nope, keep you tuned. We'll keep you posted and we will see you on the next one.